we don't understand everything about the world, right? We're not going to be able to take every factor in. And like chaos and randomness happens, right? When I was in school, I did like a reading group where we were trying to get people organized, and we did it for like 2 years. And we were like studying all this stuff and trying to build these campaigns with mostly Black folks. And then Alexa Flood happened, and like 3 days later, there was like 4 times as many people in the book club, and there were people ready to do all these things, and we had some infrastructure of what we were doing, and we're like, oh, okay, like I guess we should like run with and do it. But beforehand, we were like, well, like, we don't know if this is really working, right? But that showed that, like, all of the building that we were doing for 2 years, we were then able to like utilize that towards something, right? And for some campaigns, right, you might have like a very specific target and a very specific local thing that you were trying to do, or it could be really big. But I think what's really important is like, how is your campaign also fueling the movement that you are fighting towards or with, right? Because some external factor could come and change everything. If that singular campaign no longer makes sense, that might be okay, right? But if your movement goes away, then that it was never really a movement to start, right? It was like always a very small tactical thing. So I would think about like how is everything that we're doing sort of scaling up, not only to be useful for like our singular objective over the next month, over the next 3 months, but also how is it building the infrastructure, the education, the consciousness, the relationships for our movement to be sustained generationally, right? Or for for however long it needs to be. And I would argue that we need like generational movements to defeat imperialism, right? Like again, there is urgency, and we also have to practice like patience, that we're not going to just like change everything right away, but we need to be consistently day after day building. I think Ella Baker said like we need to make the struggle every day, right? And so I think that bringing that into your campaigns is really critical, and saying like, okay, even if we only get 10 people in this room, that is a quantitative understanding, but there's also a qualitative understanding of like, who are those 10 people and what are those 10 people prepared to do? Because 10 people who are coming and are down to read a book chapter and then go home and not think about it until next week is very different than 10 people who are down to every day be organizing, be knocking on doors, be building out, because those 10 people can get 10 more people, and they can get 10 more people, and that was the 10-10-10 program of the Black Panther Party, right? And so like thinking about those at every step of like,